Let's get started. Let's get started. What is Power Platform and what we are going to learn in this beautiful, colorful subject. Let's understand what it is. And then we'll go for the chapter-wise content slowly. You may opt for either live training sessions or self-paced video classes. Content remains same. This is Sai Pranidhar from SQL School. I assure you complete practice-oriented classes from scratch, right from the basics. Coming to our actual concepts, and I assure you, a complete step-by-step classes, okay? So need your support. We start from the very basics carefully. Let's understand what is what and why we need it. What is Power Apps and why we actually need to opt for it. Let's see. Coming to the concept of Power Apps, before we actually go for Power Apps on my screen, what is data? Once again, let me restate. The sessions will be complete into practice zone from scratch. Things are very easy, simplified, step by step. Before we proceed with Power Apps, technically with examples from our next class, let's understand the definition. Why? What makes us to talk about Power Apps? Before that, what is data? Raw facts or information is what data means. Can be sourced from end user inputs, IoT devices like mobiles or air conditioners in our rooms, sensors, web applications, social media sites, etc. All these come under IoT, Internet of Things. And these IoT devices will start emitting data or start producing the data that we need to consume. So where do you store the data? As usual, we store data in either file format or table format, right? Two different formats. File format Excel, JSON, AVRO, etc. And table format SQL database or Dataverse, data grid, or any other activities. I'll say something called data lake and lake house, etc. Now comes what is Power Apps? A cloud-based low-code user interface or user interactive platform. Main purpose used to design Power Apps. Power Apps are Power applications are used to design mobile and desktop apps and also automate the end-to-end process in terms of handling the data, application, data movement, anything. The main purpose of Power Apps, number one, designing applications for easy handling of data, designing applications for easy presentation of our data with automations. So in our practical Power Apps classes, what we learn? Number one, we are going to practically learn apps. In this process, we come across various services and connectors. We have file connectors, data connectors, cloud connectors, public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, etc. And data platform operations. In this journey, we also need to have Azure AI components and few Gen AI components are very, very important for getting the maximum benefit of latest Power Apps usage and the latest Power Apps caliber. There comes the concept of something called Microsoft Copilot. We'll take Microsoft Copilot with examples in our classes. We are going to understand the Excel, MS Excel Analytics and Power Apps, and we are going to deal with Power BI and Power Apps integrated together. Number 9, it will be Azure SQL DBA and Power Apps. Remember, these are all good friends. We need to understand their friendship technically, and also we need to learn something called Power Apps Studio. Number 11, App Designer. Number 12, something called Power Platform, or say Power Automate. Power Automate, and number 13, other Power Platform components. So total 13 different items we need to slowly get into step by step in our classes. Now comes our next common question. Sai, what are the prerequisites? I would like to get into it. What are the prerequisites? Yes, here it is. There are certain prerequisites. Prerequisites for our Power Apps course. Number 1, none. But that being said, if you have prior knowledge of SQL, preferably Microsoft SQL. Any SQL is okay, but Microsoft SQL, if you have prior knowledge of Microsoft SQL, you can enjoy, really you can enjoy the course. 2, your max limit. Pretty sure I'm just writing on screen. I mean it. It's very useful. I mean to say, we can easily implement the end-to-end integrations right from birth of data to applications in a meaningful way. Next, the technical concepts that we are going to learn in our classes. I'll just put all these things separately anyway. Here it is. I'll just add here itself directly. Okay. Number 13, we have something called Dataverse. Number 14, we have something called semantic models, a new item in Power Apps that we need to have. And here we go. Dataverse and App Designer and scheduling activities. Next, apart from this, just I'm giving you the overview of what we are going to in our actual classes from next session. So practically speaking, no specific prerequisites, but you have Microsoft SQL with you. That's really a good advantage. Next, apart from this, system requirements. Though Power Apps is into cloud platform, we need to have certain designer tools. We have designer web applications and designer tools as well. So we need Windows 8 or higher OS with 64-bit operating system, a 64-bit processor, and any disk is fine. Usually 10 or 20 GB disk is also okay, no problem at all. That should be fine actually for our course. Last one. So we are talking about the components we are going to learn. Total 15 interesting practical components. The prerequisites we are learning. the system requirements we are learning, and then other important one. Yes, for our resume, from our resume perspective, yes, everything is important for us, right? Everything is important. From our resume perspective, we need to have certification also. So we have something called Power Platform certification from Microsoft. Okay, we are going to have the complete guidance for Power Platform certification. So relevant Microsoft certification, it is PL, Power Platform PL 900. Yes, complete guidance and latest exam samples to be provided, part of the course. This part I will take care. Apart from this, session notes, every concept wise notes, and of course I'll provide you all the notes in advance. And we have concept wise FAQs. I will be handling them anyway. I'll take care of them. Next, we have something called say complete Power Platform concepts. Main important Power Platform concepts involves the Power Automate, and Power Pages and Power Apps. Though our course is titled Power Apps, we have Power Automate and Power Pages also in our classes. Next, here all these items require something called SharePoint integrations. So we will be having the SharePoint portal access and SharePoint operations also part of our classes in our session. So it is planned for about 1 month course. And okay, this is about the complete activities here. Then our next item. Here we have the main purpose of Power Platform. Why Microsoft came with Power Platform? You may ask me. Why we have this Power Platform from Microsoft? What's the main advantage of it? Right, here it is. Main advantage of Power Platform in our classes will be handling 3 important Power Platform concepts. Okay, we'll be handling 3 important Power Platform concepts out of 4. Why? What about the other one? Yes, we'll talk about it now. Let me just change my screen. I'll take you to my other computer where I have all the information ready. Okay, just wait for a few moments please, and I'll take you to my other computer wherein I can show you practically what a Power Platform actually means. Yes, I got it ready, and here it is. Yes, on my screen. A Microsoft Power Platform involves Power BI. It's all about analytics. And Power Apps to design apps. The apps. Power Automate, all kinds of automations. Then we have something called Power Virtual Agent bots, website and AI bots. Here comes Copilot. Then comes other one now. Very recently, Microsoft came with few more items. I'll just put this way. Okay, here it is. Yes, on my screen now. Let's make it simple. Very recently, Microsoft came with something called Power Pages. Next, apart from Power Pages, we have SharePoint integrations. SharePoint integrations. Now, in our classes, we need to work with all these items carefully. And we also have something called as lake, data lake activities. These are all back-end concepts that we need to work with. Okay, next. What we are learning now, complete Power Platforming was all these items. This Power BI is so huge, I need to color it separately. It is a 1 month separate journey for us, separate course. Our Power Apps course involves Power Apps, Power Pages, Automate, Virtual Agent, and SharePoint integrations with data connectors, AI builders, Dataverse, Data Lake, and Copilot activities. Next, with this information, I'll just put this way, okay, to make it easier for us. Now, duration. It is planned for 1 month, as I mentioned few moments back. And MS SQL prior knowledge is optional but recommended. Now, accordingly, we have two options. Actually, three options. Option 1, you may learn only Power Apps course that involves Automate and other things, all 5 items. Or option 2, you have MS SQL plus Power Apps. You can opt for these items. Or option 3, MS SQL, Power Apps plus Power BI. You may choose as you wish. Choice is yours anyway. First option, it is for total of 4 weeks. Okay, just in case. Same way, second, extra additional 3 weeks. Or third one, we have additional 4 weeks. Choice is yours. You can choose whichever you want. With this, we'll stop for now. I will be providing you the complete course curriculum to you. Please see if we can go through the course content, the chapter wise content, to get some idea like what we are going to learn in our classes. Okay, and we'll take it from there slowly, step by step, understanding what is what. We'll see carefully. Okay, need your support. Once we start the course, make sure we do on-time practice. I'll provide you the complete information like what is Power Apps and what we are going to learn chapter wise. I request you to go through it carefully, including the PL 900 certification items. Complete guidance part of the course. Thank you so much, and we'll start from the scratch next class. Thank you once again. Next. Thank you so much. Have a nice time, and let's start enjoying this beautiful 1 month course. I'll be waiting for your attendance to the live demo class, and we'll take it from there. Thank you so much. Have a nice time. Thank you.